Alrighty, so my name's Milena. Technically, this is my first video towards my new channel. You'll see makeup tutorials, basically a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna kind of do different pieces of my face at different times, so different videos will show you either eyeshadow options, some cool unique stuff, even stuff that I've never even tried before, so you'll see me do it first. Otherwise, it'll just be how to contour, how to get the caterpillar eyebrow look, how to enhance your face via different products that I use. I also want to do a little bit of reviews in those products. You probably know, or if you don't know, there are a million brands, a million different kinds of products. Everything does a different thing for your face. Some are better for oily skin complexions, some are good for combination, dry, all of that stuff. So I just want to share my knowledge with you. Who am I though? So feel free to look at other people's stuff and compare and contrast my ratings and reviews with other people's. So for now, I'm gonna just do my overall face. So basically, I start with a face oil. I did that already, to be honest with you. This is the Wander face oil. It's an Illuminating Glow Ahead face oil. It's actually pretty cute. It's pink. I can't, see it? Okay, cool. Ignore my gross nails that are not like painted, partially painted, whatever. So that's not what you're here for. You're here for makeup, right? So don't pay attention to that. Thanks. So, basically I start with that just to kind of illuminate my face. So in terms of a primer, I'm doing the No Pore Problem. Pores are a huge issue for a lot of people. You may not be able to see it on the camera, and I promise I'll get a better camera over time, but we're gonna see how this goes first. You should basically be using a pea-size amount of products. Anyone who says differently is lying. You have a face that is not ginormous. No one needs a giant glump of anything, to be honest with you. If you're using more than a pea size, unless it's like a foundation of sorts, depending on the coverage that it has, you're using too much. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, you're using too much. So, put that on. Basically, it primes my face for foundation. So the foundation that I use, or at least have been using, is honestly just the L'Oreal True Match, drugstore brand, super cheap. I think that in terms of coverage, if you're looking to cover intense blemishes, then no, this is not what you're gonna go for. I enjoy my beauty marks coming forward. I don't mind looking more natural. So with that being said, I use a silicone makeup blender. This one's, again, cheap from a drugstore. And I like it because it doesn't absorb everything. I'm not putting makeup onto it and then absorbing all of it into my makeup sponge or whatever you want to use. Brushes, they do the same thing. I feel like they're just absorbing all my makeup, and what's the point in that? That's a waste of product, that's a waste of money. I always say to my boyfriend, I have money on my face, don't touch it. So I literally use like the capful. I don't even dig in there and get stuff out. I think that's not necessary. So you'll basically just see me lightly cover my entire face with one pigment. That's how I'm starting. That was a lot. In that case, I'm gonna use the other side of my blender where there is no makeup and kind of just pull that down and up, because that was a lot. You want to make sure that you're bringing makeup into your hairlines a little bit. At least I do. I think it looks funky when girls have that intense line at the bottom showing that they like, and I end here. No. It looks bad. It looks like you don't know what you're doing. It also, if I can see it that clearly, it means that you're not matching your makeup to your skin tone well enough. That can be a whole hassle in itself. That is like a wrestling match that will take a little while to conquer, honestly. So, face done. Everything blended in. As you can see, you can still see my little blemishes. Honestly, nobody's perfect. Own your blemishes. Love them. Whatever, you know, it is what it is. I can't emphasize enough that you are beautiful with or without makeup. And I want to prove that, look, I have blemishes. It is normal. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not plastic. Sometimes I wish I could be, but I'm not. So, there you go. Alrighty, moving on. Right after this, I'm actually going to make a eyeshadow video. We're gonna call it Experimenting with Reds. So for my highlight, I wanna use something actually very light. This is a Marc Jacobs highlighter. It works like a deodorant. It goes up, it goes down. It's fun. Awesome. I don't like to use a lot. I know that some people like a super dewy, shiny look. I'm not into that. I like enough, you know? Enough that you can tell from far away that I have highlighter on, but not too much kind of thing. Cool. So, I literally use it not like a deodorant. I don't wipe, I just pat. Here you want to do that nice triangular motion. You can see it. All right, triangle, triangle, and then up the top of your cheekbones. I like to get a little bit up in my eye area because I tend to have dark eyes. You could use a corrective color for that. I don't. As I said, I am what I am. I come as is. I don't know what to tell you. So, a little dash on the chin. Literally one boop on the nose. One boop over here. There. And there. It's like a stamp. All right, cool. So, Marc Jacobs, again, this is the Spotlight Glow Stick. This stuff is pigmented. It is intense. I swear to you that you do not want to use a lot. It won't work out. You'll look like a reflective sign. Like those speed signs at night where they reflect back at you. That's what you're going to look like. So, if that's not what you're going for, don't do that. If you want to be a reflective sign for Halloween, do it up. Put it all over your face. Glow like a beam. So, you will also notice that I use my finger a lot. A lot of people don't agree with that. I just think that, again, me using those plastic blenders, this has my makeup on it still. It looks dirty and it's gross. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to go for a clean look here. And as long as you wash your hands, your fingers should be clean. So it is not great for people with sensitive skin or who are prone to acne. I will give you that. I can agree to that. Fine, you win. I am not one of those people though. So that's all I gotta say about that. All right, so you can tell, literally just light like tapping around the edges of where I put it. Blends it. It's all done. We are done with that. If you want to see, yes, girl, yes. Shine bright like a diamond. And you can see the line if you watch my facial movements. It's all right there. It's in the right spots. It's not going down the sides of my nose, maybe a little over there. It's all up in the top. I do a little bit in the front. I want that area to be very demure. At this point, since those are both creamier or liquid-based products, I like to set this in before I go in. I had a nose itch. Before I go in with my powders to do my contour. So basically, you'll hear me talk about BoxyCharm a lot. No, I'm not sponsored by BoxyCharm. BoxyCharm, feel free. I could use the money, I'd love it. And I do love your products that you send via your mailing thing. Can you tell it's my first video? All right, cool. So this one is called Becca. It is the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. You do have to keep it in cool, not damp areas. And it's honestly awesome. It literally says, keep me closed to keep me cool. When you open it up, you open the little lid up, whoop, and it's powder. I'm gonna use my brush to kind of sweep this around what I've already done. The fun stuff about this is that it's cool. Like, it actually is cool. And it's interesting because it's a Hydra powder, so it literally feels like you're putting cold water on your face almost. Promise it's not gonna take your makeup off though. So very lightly just sweep that around. This will keep my tackier liquid-based stuff on my face and not from moving around. You can tell I still have my highlighter. It's not covering it. It's not opaque and taking over my makeup. It's not making my face lighter. It's simply soothing, honestly. That's half the reason I use it, because I genuinely think this stuff just feels really good on my face. And my face doesn't feel heavy at this moment. Oh, I got my eye. But, yeah, so that's all that I do with that. Close her up, put her in a cool, dark place again in my closet, my makeup closet. I have an entire makeup closet. Yes. All right, so on to the next. If you're wondering about my eyebrows, those are already pre-done. I will show you in a different video at a later date how I do that, but not now. Y'all gonna have to wait. So we're going in with technically a bronzer. It's powder, but it is not a shiny bronzer. This bronzer, I know, ugly packaging. It's from Colourpop. I just bought the actual makeup round. I didn't buy one that has pretty packaging and all that. I don't need it. I don't care, honestly. Packaging's great. Love it. I get it. But at the same time, I need it to use on my face. The only people who see the packaging are me and my boyfriend, if he's curious. So I don't care. Anyways, so this is Afternoon Delight Pressed Powder Bronzer 19C1 from Colourpop. All right, cool. So the way you do this is you go into the nooks and crannies, I want to say, of your face. I'm gonna get a little higher, I know. Weird, I have a stool, so I just wanted to be able to get up and show you guys. So when I do this, you can see the light creating lines already. So basically, get back down. I'm following that line in a very literal way. It's going from the top of your ear. That's where your brush should kind of end. You're following right underneath your cheekbones. Some people use liquids and they just color and mark their face, or they do the dot thing. That's cool. Do your thing. I'm just showing you how I did it and you came to my channel, so I'm assuming you want to see how I do it. So, again, following your natural lines. Some people use contouring to sculpt their face into a new face. I like my face. And as I said, everybody's beautiful. You should enjoy your face for exactly what it is. So I don't suggest doing that. You're gonna see me kind of buff this in with a very firm buffing motion. I also do a little bit of a triangle. I kind of get a whole, what is that, an acute triangle? Look at me. Look at me knowing geometry and stuff. All right, so I do a little acute triangle because I like to have this part of my face look thinner too, to have this come out as well. A lot of people highlight this and accentuate that. I think it's not necessary. I think that if you're doing your darker parts of your contour correctly, then these will pop on their own. So, whatever. Again, who am I? So, you're buffing. I'm gonna let this speed up a little bit. All right, now that's done. I like to follow under my jawline. Give your girl a jawline. You know what I'm saying? Give your girl a jawline. So yeah, like I said, this also goes into what I was saying before, that if you're following this line and you're making a jawline underneath your jaw where your jawline is, then yes, this should be lighter. This whole section in here should pop on its own. So a lot of people call it the 3 or the E. I don't like that though, because this is like not a 3. Like if I came in at a 3, I'd be saying that my jaw ends here, and it doesn't. So I don't do that. I call it an E kind of thing. I just do up here, around to here. Some people also drag it through this. I don't like that. Like, didn't I just highlight that for a reason? Like, I don't get it. Okay, so anyways, we're buffing in here. Give some dimension to my forehead. I'm gonna finish off this. I always bring my makeup down. I think it's stupid to not do that, because then you look incomplete. Then you look like you have all of this powdered up, baked, and then here is just like normal. So if you want to see a little contour of this, I do right underneath my clavicles. It's probably best not to wear a white tank top doing this, but you know, you live and you learn. I do right in the grooves. And then with a different highlighter, this one is another gift from BoxyCharm. It's the Steve Laurent Jelly Highlighter. It's actually jelly-like. It looks like a pressed powder. It's not. It's pretty cool. I use it as a highlighter often, but I used this instead because of what I'm doing later. So I just kind of go over my actual clavicle bones, the parts of your bones that you want to shine in the light. And then, ooh, girl, ooh, look at that. Okay, yeah, exactly, that's the point. So then when I go to reach for something, or I hand something to somebody, you see that shine. Yes. All right, so on to the next. Honestly, we're on the second to last step. If I was doing this in front of you quickly, honestly, without all the talking, it would take me about Not even 10 minutes. So now we're going in another product from BoxyCharm. As I said, you're gonna hear it a lot. This Alamar. Sometimes I get confused. I don't know if they're just trying to be fancy and that's supposed to be like a tea. Girl, I don't know. Anyways, it's the it is a blush palette. All pressed powders. Toasted the one on my end here. Good for darker skin tones, darker than I. The Isla, whatever. The middle one, that one. See, Isla. It's probably backwards on yours. Anyways, that one's good. When I was a little tanner and I was like in Dominican Republic and I wanted to look super, super glowy and like warm. Now that I'm not as tan because fall has arrived, I am doing Seclusion. That is this peachy looking one. I honestly like peach colors. That one has a lot of debris. I always pat it off a little. I actually just rub a little on my hand because it can be potent. So honestly, I just do that over the cheeks. Just a little over your cheeks. I like to think that the blush is now unifying your face. So it's not just that you're pink and flush on your cheeks. You have a little going on down here. A very light hint going on in the nose. And then you want to do a tiny bit on the top just to kind of make it look like you're not wearing blush. I think the whole purpose of makeup is to not look like you're wearing any. Or, yeah, no, actually that's exactly what I'm going to stick to. Natural makeup should look like you're not wearing any. You can see it's cute. It's cute or whatever, you know? Cool. So, thanks for watching. If you wanted to set this and you were going out, or I work in a restaurant, so if I were going to the restaurant and I knew that I was going to sweat, I also have another Colourpop product, Allstar. I think it's great. It's one of those sprays that you actually want to moisten your face. Yes, I get nervous of my makeup melting off and then I've ruined it all, but in actuality, it doesn't happen like that. You'd be surprised. So basically, you just hold this about 4 or 5 inches away from your face, spray, 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 and it'll be there honestly all night. It's the greatest thing ever. So this first review, Allstar Colourpop setting spray, I give it like a B+. The only reason it's not an A is because I think technically they sell it as a mattening spray as well, and I don't think it necessarily makes me any more mattening, so I'll say a B+. Borderline A though, borderline A. All right, thanks for tuning in, and that was my first video. Guys, you were here for it. Oh, thanks. All right, and I'll see you again for the Playing with the Red. Ooh, I should come up with a better name for that. Bye.